We have another race today. With Forza Motorsport, the A class once again, and I will be utilizing a Subaru Levorg over at the NurburgRing in Austria. Kind of speeding through this whole initial section, setting things up for qualifying in my Darth Vader Subaru. Now, the previous race in this car, I was not real happy with my performance in that. So hopefully I can do a little better in this race. We'll see how things go with qualifying. Well, that's certainly not a good start. But we'll see how much that wiping out those cones affects my qualifying time. Of course, your qualifying time, a big factor in that is who the other people are, which you really have no way of determining that. I mean, I know that there are private multiplayers that can be put together, but I have not competed in any of those. Mine have all been in the open class. Sliding around a little bit there. And I'm pretty familiar with this track. There is a couple of tricky sections on it, but for the most part, it's a fast track. I'm not real happy with the amount of performance this car is putting out. I mean, based on this thing's supposed to have like a 400 horsepower engine in it, and I'm only able to get up to like 130 on the straightaways, which seems kind of odd to me, but so I end up, after the first lap, qualifying second, which is promising. But as we transition over to the final portion of the third qualifying lap, you can see that I've dropped all the way down to fourth place in qualifying. And there's only about a minute and a half left in qualifying. And quite a few seconds of that will get eaten up by me finishing this qualifying lap. And we'll see if I'll be able to retain my fourth position in qualifying or lose it to somebody else who's faster. And I'm seeing that I have minor tire wear after only 3 laps. So I'm thinking I might want to switch over to medium tires for the race. So I do end up being able to retain my fourth place but there's quite a few people that did not qualify. And it's been my experience that they don't qualify for a reason. They want to work their way up through the pack, and they're usually pretty fast. That's why they don't qualify. So as things load up and we get ready for the race, let's take a look and see what we have for competition. Okay, so we got a Porsche up front and a Nissan GTR, a Chevy, a Corvette. There I am in that Subaru, a Mercedes AMG, a Honda Civic. That's a Chinese Link, a 944. Oh, looks like Jeff Gordon is here. There's a Ford GT, a Catherine, and back to yours truly with his Darth Vader Subaru. And we're off. Now I did decide to keep the soft tires. There's old Jeff is trying to cut me off there. Come on, Mr. Gordon, what are you with your Rainbow Warrior there? Well, that Porsche went sliding off the track, and that's a pretty fast little Mazda right there. That silver Mazda. That guy's pretty fast. I would imagine that was one of the guys that did not qualify. And there's that Porsche 944 again, sliding off the track again. We have a little bit of a traffic jam going on here. See how things are going to sort out for this corner. And I thought I was going to get a penalty for that, but I guess not. I guess that curb on that side is okay, and that Mercedes ends up going off track. And I've got a BMW coming up hot and heavy on me. And that guy, he just shoots through everything and spins out. So he's pretty fast through that straightaway section, but I guess he forgot what his brakes were supposed to be used for. And both of these guys, all three of these guys, they kind of fly past me on the straightaway. One guy goes off track, but he's right back. And that Ford GT40, and those guys kind of tangle with one another, sending them both off track. And I'm trying to rein these guys in. There's that guy in that little silver Mazda again. It's like a Mazda 323 or something. That thing's pretty fast. Ooh, I end up spinning him out. which is not good. And he's probably going to come down here and retaliate against my rear bumper. There he is. And he tries to push me off track. And he's over on my right side. Both him and a Mercedes get past me. He's clearly faster than I am, so I'm gonna try to give him as much room as I can. And this guy's braking pretty hard here. And he's pulling away from me. So we'll see how the braking goes on this corner up here. That guy's coming back on track. Now this guy is already, this guy in this bright green car, he's already flew past me on the straightaway once. So I'm expecting him to do it again. And here he comes. And he's braking pretty hard for this corner. And that Mercedes swings wide. And there's that Ford GT that got pushed off track. He's back into the mix. Right at my rear bumper. And that guy, he tried to get around that Mercedes, and that Ford ends up getting past me. That Mercedes spins out and gets in the way of that Ford. And so I end up gaining a couple of spots there. This little Kawasaki green Caterham, or a modern version of a Lotus 7. This guy's zipping around this track pretty good. Currently in 9th. As we come around this uphill sweeper heading into the front straightaway to attack the final lap of the race. And the way that guy is pulling away from me, it sure doesn't look like I'm going to be passing him anytime soon. But there does seem to be a couple of people that have made some mistakes. Well, there's that little silver Mazda again. Oh, and here comes this Ford GT in my rear view mirror again. He's recovered from getting shot off track by that Mercedes. See if I can hold him off for the remainder of this race. Well, I end up gaining a couple of spots there because those guys go off track. And this Ford GT, I thought he was going to get me there, but he holds off. And I'm able to get around this corner a little faster than he is. It's kind of surprising to me. I thought that guy was going to go underneath me there. But he probably realizes that he can get me on the straightaway, or he's losing his tires. Because those cars, they actually have those older 1960s kind of tires on them. And now I've got moderate tire wear. Yeah, there he goes. I figured that guy would get past me. So I've got to be kind of careful because I've got moderate tire wear as we're coming around on the final lap. So it looks like I'm going to end up being 7th, which is somewhat respectable with a halfway decent time total and a 2:14 for my lap times. That's that's respectable. So that's my race for today on NurburgRing in my Darth Vader Subaru. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the racetrack.